What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have a look and talk about the upcoming Game Week 29 double game week and the potential transfers that I will be making to my team going into that double game week. Just before we dive into that, a reminder, a quick update on how I've got on so far in Game Week 28. It has been an absolutely dreadful game week. If anyone follows me on Twitter or has been keeping up to date with my videos so far, you will know how bad a game week it has been for me. I am on 45 points. You can see there I dropped from 10k to 25k in a single game week. I had no Chelsea defender, although it looks like Reece James is set to miss the second game. He's already done his damage. I had no Coutinho, I had no Kane, and I had no Son. It would have been even worse if I didn't have Trent with his 12 and Saka with his 12, but apart from that, it's been a pretty dreadful game week. I do still have a few players left to play. I have the double Wolves defence as well as Jimenez. I am hoping that Jimenez comes back into that starting lineup for Wolves in Game Week 28. Watkins, again, he will have his second fixture against Leeds, playing against my captain Rafinha and then Luca Dean as well. It looks like he's going to be back available. Now, this is a shame because I do have Odegaard's 8 points at first on my bench, and I was hoping that Luca Dean would miss out so that I would get those points, but it doesn't look like that is going to be the case. And finally, Dennis. Dennis could have had several goals in that first fixture and he returned just 2 points, and now he's got a fixture against my double Wolves defence, so I'm hoping that he gets nothing there. So I'm not hoping that this game week gets any better, but I'm just hoping that it doesn't get worse. Let me know how you've got on so far. There have been some big scores. Unfortunately, I was not one of them, but we got to look at how we bounce back. So now, of course, let's move on to the all-important stuff coming up in Game Week 29. So as you can see down below me, I had 6.6 million and one free transfer going into the start of Game Week 29. However, I have already made 2 transfers. I've taken a -4. Part of this -4, I sold Bowen to the new signing for Tottenham in Kulusevski. I'm not sure when Bowen is going to be back. There were price changes that were going to happen and affect my team and affect the transfers that I potentially wanted to make. So I did move early on this. Bowen has fallen in price and Kulusevski is close to rising, so I'm happy I made it. And then Dennis to Harry Kane was the transfer I was always going to make. And then when Bowen got injured, I think it became more obvious to do the second transfer. So I still have 1 million in the bank. No transfers or anything I take now is a -4. I have made this -4 over Bowen and Dennis to Kulusevski and Kane to target the double game week that Tottenham have in Game Week 29, but also bring in 2 players that I know will be fine to play in Game Week 30 because Tottenham do take on West Ham. However, I'm not necessarily stopping there. I am looking at other transfers. The 2 players that I'm still considering transferring out are Jose Sarr of Wolves and João Cancelo of Manchester City. 2 players with a single game week this week. Sarr and the Wolves defence has really been a big disappointment for me over the past couple of game weeks, and Cancelo, again, he's been a great asset to own, but maybe with the single this week and not playing in Game Week 30, there are potential players that I could bring in to replace him that have a bigger upside. So in terms of those replacements, there are a couple of options that I'm looking at. The first being Lloris in goal. If I was to make that goalkeeper transfer, Hugo Lloris would be the goalkeeper that I go with. The reason for this is I already have triple Arsenal, so I can't go for Ramsdale, and Lloris is the only other goalkeeper that has a double game week in Game Week 29 and then plays again in Game Week 30 as well. So I could make that move. I'm just not sure with Sarr playing an Everton side who do look very disappointing going forward that it's worth a -4, but I do expect Lloris to outscore him, but it's just by how much. Now, in terms of that Cancelo replacement, originally it was Robertson, and I do have enough money to do that upgrade. Robertson could come in again for a double game week this week, and I don't actually need him to play in Game Week 30, so I don't need to worry about him having a blank game week that week. But the other option that I have is Matt Doherty of Tottenham. He was such a good asset to own when he was at Wolves, and it has not shown it at Tottenham so far. However, the past few weeks, he's really taken that right wing back spot to be his own, and now a double game week in Game Week 29 and then a home fixture in Game Week 30 as well, where he doesn't have a blank week. So I do worry that the likes of Emerson Royale could come in and challenge for that spot, but I definitely think he's one that I'm considering going for because of how cheap he is and how well he's been performing, getting goals, getting assists, and looking like the Matt Doherty of old. So just to summarise those transfers, if I was to make a move in goal, it would be Jose Sarr out to Lloris, and then there's a chance that Cancelo makes way for Robertson or Matt Doherty. However, just a reminder that I've of course made 2 transfers, and this would be a -4 if I would do either of these. It is possible that I take a -8, although Cancelo has picked up a bit of an illness. We don't know quite yet if he's going to be back for the upcoming game week. Of course, if he's out, I'll probably make the -4 because I don't love my bench this week. Sarr to Lloris is a bit more up in the air because I don't love love goalkeeper transfers. However, Wolves have just not been the team that we thought they were in recent weeks. So those transfers are potential transfers. Let's have a look now at how I'm going to line up for game week 29 as well as my captaincy option for this game week. So again, we start off in goal. We are planning on not making a transfer here, and that would mean that Jose Sarr starts in goal away at Everton. Just watching Everton play against Tottenham on the Monday night just meant that I couldn't really back making this transfer at the moment. Of course, this isn't confirmed. I could make it later down the line, but at the moment, I think I'm just going to hold Sarr and not take the additional -4. I also plan on just holding Cancelo as well. Crystal Palace away is a good fixture. Palace have been scoring goals, but there is a chance that Robertson gets rotated with Tsimikas or that Emerson Royale comes in for Doherty. So at the time of recording, I think I'm just going to roll with Cancelo in my team. It's a good fixture. It's late in the game week as well, which I really like. But at the moment, I'm not planning on making any more transfers than those that I've already made. This means that I combine with this with double Liverpool. I won't have that third Liverpool player for Robertson. A double game week for them against Brighton and Arsenal. Salah has looked a bit below par in the past couple of games from an FPL point scoring perspective, but is still highly involved and is still an incredible asset to own. I expect him to be highly captained, and if you still have your triple captain left to play, I think playing on Salah is a very good opportunity to do that. And of course, Trent is there. He'll be 100% owned again. I won't really care if they keep a clean sheet, and I'll probably want a clean sheet wipeout, but I do expect some more points from him this week. Next up, we add triple Arsenal in here. So I do have 3 Arsenal aiming for this week and aiming for the game in game week 30. Ben White, Odegaard and Saka. So I finally am finding a way to start Odegaard in my team, and I'm sure he'll now blank for me in both games because he only scores when he's on my bench. Saka has been on great form recently. It is 2 tough fixtures. I'm hoping for something against Leicester because I'm not that confident that they'll get a result against Liverpool. Ben White in defence is just covering that Arsenal defence because a lot of people will have Ramsdale this week or Tierney or Gabriel, etc. in that Arsenal defence. So not that hopeful of him because I think a lot of people have more than one Arsenal defender, but just a bit of coverage there to combine with Odegaard and Saka. Odegaard for me is a big differential going into this game week. Next up in the midfield, of course, we add Rafinha, who is my new transfer in going into game week 28. He has Norwich at home. It is a good fixture. If he doesn't return anything in the second half of game week 28, I would expect something for him against Norwich in game week 29. He almost scored in the first fixture of this week, but didn't get anything. As my captain, I do hope he returns. Still happy to own him, but I think his ownership will be very high again this week. Next up, we add Ollie Watkins of Aston Villa, West Ham away. He has come in here. He's looked better in recent weeks when they're playing this sort of 2 striker with Coutinho behind him. He's had a goal in the past couple of weeks. West Ham are good defensively, but I've gone with Watkins as my first striker. And to complete the lineup, we have our double Tottenham, our 2 new signings, Kulusevski and Kane. A double game week for these 2 of Manchester United and Brighton. So a similar double game week to the Liverpool guys, although they play Manchester United in the first game. It is a massive game, that Tottenham versus Manchester United one. Whoever wins will be higher in the table. Tottenham have the opportunity to go above United in that game. So with this lineup, I have 4 single game week players in Sarr, Cancelo, Rafinha and Watkins. I have 7 double game week players with my double Liverpool, triple Arsenal and double Tottenham as well. There is a chance that I add to this. At the moment on my bench, I have Foster, who has Southampton this week, Jimenez, Dean and Kilman. There is a chance that Jimenez starts in my team over Watkins. I just have this sneaky feeling that against Everton, he might be able to get something, but at the moment, I am going with Watkins given the form he's shown in recent game weeks. So that is my starting lineup, and there are 2 main captaincy options for me this week. Well, 3 really. Trent I can throw in there as well. However, I wouldn't be captaining Trent over Salah. Salah would be the Liverpool pick I would go with. However, the form that Harry Kane has shown in recent weeks definitely means he's in with a shout of captaincy. Again, my only concern is with the teams that they're playing, they are going to come out and attack, which often means that Harry Kane drops a bit deeper, whereas the likes of Kulusevski and Son might be the ones scoring the goals. With me also having double Tottenham attack in Kulusevski and Kane, I have a bit more investment there, so I will be captaining Mo Salah this week for his double game week of Brighton and Arsenal. So that's how we're lining up. Let me know your thoughts, your comments in the comment section down below. Any questions about your team. Thank you all for watching. Please do like and subscribe to the channel before you go. There will be a live stream before the deadline as well as other videos between now and the end of the season, so turn on those notifications as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back again very soon.